What do successful people do? Welcome to Deal Breakers every single Wednesday at 2, man. I'm excited about today's show. Dave is out in Nashville meeting, greeting, door knocking offices. If you're in Nashville, or if you have an office in Nashville, you have a team, you know people in Nashville, hook them up with us so that Dave can hook them up and get them to this event. He is actually there in Nashville all week, moving and grooving for this conference, man. So today is all about, hey, what do successful people do that unsuccessful people don't do or won't do? And the answer to today's show, and I'm gonna go through some things. The reason for this, though, is I saw a video from Patrick Bet-David a few days ago, and it really got me thinking. And he was speaking to an audience, and when he was speaking to the audience, he said, hey, he asked a question, hey, how many in the audience have a 4-year degree? And a lot of the room raised their hand. A ton of the room raised their hand. And then he said, okay, leave your hands up. He said, now leave your hands up if you've finished a business book in the last 30 days. And a majority of the room's hands went down. Very few actually stayed up. And he said the point of his illustration, and as you can tell, this is all about self-improvement and self-development, personal development. He said his reason for that is, if you think about it, you go to college, you go to high school, you go to college, you soak up education, but then when you become a professional, and you become a professional something, salesperson, professional insurance agent, you stop developing yourself. You stop learning. You stop investing in you. I mean, you worked out back when we were in high school and college, you know. Do we still work out today? Are we in tip-top shape? Because your physical shape affects your ability to sell. It's in direct correlation. And it's directly correlated to how successful you can be. Because you think about it, will you be more active, will you be more efficient, and will you get more done in a short amount of time if you're in better physical shape than somebody else? And the answer is yes. So not only was he applying it to physical fitness, but he was also applying it to growth, learning, constantly educating yourself. I wanted to start off with something that I wanted to touch on real quick. It was an article on Inc. magazine by Brian Evans, and it was all about how most CEOs read. I know it's cliche. You've heard it before. You've seen it before. Most CEOs read a book a week. This is how you can too. And then it talks about how the average CEO and executives, successful people out in the marketplace, in business, read 4 to 5 books a month, where the average consumer, the average individual, the average business person doesn't read more than a couple of books a year. And there's a lot of times that I've been guilty of this as well. There's a lot of times where I'm like, you know what? I know that I can do more and that I need to do more and that you guys know that you need to do more. At the end of the day, I want to bring emphasis and focus to self-development, to personal development, to being the best you that you can be, because I think that's what separates the people that do okay versus the people that do great things in their life. Is those people, maybe they're more serious about achieving their dreams and their goals simply because they're physically they're developing themselves and improving themselves on a daily basis, where most people, I mean, that's what's crazy is it's not even that hard to stand out as an insurance agent anymore. You want to be a successful insurance agent? It's not even that hard to stand out. You just need to really stand out amongst your peers as an insurance agent. You just need to give a crap. How sad is that? 92% of agents fail, and you can stand out amongst a crowd and be one of the greatest insurance agents in your office, all by just giving an ounce at all. That's why insurance agents fail, is because it's so true that if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. And insurance agents have a chance and an opportunity to create millions of dollars of long-term recurring passive income and revenue and create generational wealth, but we're moving backwards in our ability. If you're not learning and improving and perfecting your skill, it's like me, okay? I played college basketball. You guys have heard the stories. I was a student athlete, little Bible college. I wasn't that great. I was just really fast and I could dribble, okay? Back then, I was always the fastest dude on the court, but that's about it. We'd play NCAA D2 schools all the time, and I'd still be the fastest guy on the court. But the reason I say that is, even then when I was a student athlete, there's times where I wish I would have put more in to that. Now, I chose to work a lot during those years. I didn't put as much into that as I could have, but I look back now and I have some regrets. I don't want you to look back 20 years from now and have some regrets because today you didn't do all you could. Or back then, maybe I didn't practice enough. We hear Kobe Bryant do podcasts and shows and documentaries all the time about how he got up at 4 a.m. and how he did this, and this, and how he perfected his jump shot and would take thousands of shots a day, and how he even brought it up in a podcast that I listened to yesterday maybe with Lewis Howes, and how what happened is at 10 years old, this is no joke either, at 10 years old, maybe it was, I think it was 10, at 10 years old, Kobe Bryant played in a summer basketball league for the entire summer. In that summer basketball league at 10 years old, guess how many points he scored in a complete summer league at 10 years old? 0. He didn't score a point at all with other 10-year-olds. Didn't score a bucket one, not even a free throw. He got serious about his game, and then before you know it, he's the best 12-year-old in the state. And he's destroying the 10-year-olds that he had just played with a couple years ago, all because what? Because he got serious and because he was putting in 2 to 3 hours a day. Follow me now. He was putting 2 to 3 hours a day of hard, focused effort and work in at 10, 11, 12 years old. 2 to 3 hours a day because he wanted to be great and he hated sucking and not scoring any. When he's doing 2 to 3 hours a day, think about that over the course of a year. I mean, you're talking 600, 900, 1,200 hours in that year of hard, focused work, when the other kids that he were friends with, and he would go practice during lunch while they ate, other kids that he went to school with, his friends, they would only work about an hour or two a week max. Okay, this applies to you in the insurance business, in business in general, as a salesperson. If you, hypothetically, say that I only put in an hour to 2 every single week into Cody, into being the best Cody that I can be at my craft, whatever that is, and I say I spent 1 or 2 hours. Follow me here. Say I spent 1 or 2 hours. But let's just say you, on the other end of the camera, maybe you were putting in 2 to 3 hours a day into self-improvement, perfection, and becoming a master of your craft. So you're putting in 14 to 21 hours a week, and I'm putting in an hour or 2 a week. You're doing 10 to 20 times more. You're doing 10 to 20 times more than me in this example. Who do you think is going to win in business, in life, in success? Who's going to have more money? Who's going to be better? Who's going to be more skilled? And even if the person that's doing 1 or 2 hours is better than the person that's putting in 14 to 21 hours a week, the person putting in 14 to 21 hours a week is eventually going to pass the person that's only putting in an hour or 2 a week, because they're more serious, they're more dedicated. They are in it to win it. you guys can see the example that self-improvement and self-development, that's the one thing that if you talk to any of these guys, Bill Gates, Mark Cuban, Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, any successful people in our generation or previously, and what's the one thing, if you ask them what's been the most beneficial to your success, dude, they're going to tell you that they are more serious than the average person because they listen to audiobooks, they read books, they found mentors in their life, they put their pride aside and learn from others. That's probably the toughest thing I've struggled with, putting my pride aside and learning from other people. Charlie China's been a direct mentor in 8% Nation Wealth Conference. Most people don't even know that. And it takes Cody Askins putting his freaking ego and pride aside, which, dude, that's as hard as anything I've ever done. But if I want this to be great, I've got to collaborate with other people. By having a mentor, you can do that. Also coaching. Dude, I've had coaching from Grant Cardone. I get coaching from Charlie China all the time. I still realize that I'm nowhere near what I can be, and neither are you, so why don't we get coached up to be better? Also programs, dude. For instance, even events. I went to the 10X Growth Conference in Vegas, and guess what? My business is 4 to 5X this year because I invested in my business and me by attending and learning. No one can ever tell me that paying money to go to an event, which is the reason I'm throwing one, because I'm so sold on how beneficial they can be, how valuable they can be. I'm sold on getting great and mastering your craft. I'm so sold that if you haven't heard about it, we're having a wealth conference focused on helping you create success, and we're doing it at an NFL stadium. We're doing it with Grant Cardone. We're doing it with Ray Lewis. I want to show you a quick video, and then as soon as I come back, I've got a picture that I saw online today. Actually, my dad sent me. My dad's at an insurance office in D.C. He sent me a picture from inside of this office, and I'm going to touch on that and explain that. And I want you to hear what I'm about to say as soon as I get back. Check out this video.
Hey, Vince Spompanato with North Star Insurance Advisors, and I am coming to you live today to talk about the 8% Nation Insurance Conference that's going down on October the 26th and 27th in Nissan Stadium. We're going to have great speakers there like Grant Cardone, 10Xer baby. We're going to have Ray Lewis, the Hall of Famer. We're going to have Tim Stories, the most unbelievable speaker I've ever seen. We're going to have Coach Burt there coaching you up on how to make sales. We're going to have so many unbelievable speakers there. And Cody Askins came to me and he said, Vince, you know, you are disrupting the final expense insurance game. And people need to know what's going on in the business today. People need to understand that there's another way to sell final expense, and that's through the internet and phone. Folks, if you want to learn how to sell at high volume, 100% online, paperless, and through the phone, making the whole United States your territory. If you want to learn how to sell final expense and generate marketing online, you don't want to miss the speech that I'm going to give. I am going to show you how we are disrupting and reshaping the way final expense insurance is sold today. Folks, you don't want to be left behind. Get your tickets to the 8% Nation Insurance Conference now. Get them now while they're cheap. I look forward to seeing you there and shaking your hands. Have a great day. 10X, baby, 10X.
Welcome back to Deal Breakers. We've been talking about self-development. We've been talking about personal development. We've been talking about improvement. I gave you a real-life scenario and story about Kobe Bryant and his summer league when he was 10 years old didn't score a point. Then when he's 12, he's the best in the state because he spent 2 years putting in 14 to 21 hours of work a week when other kids his age were only putting in an hour to 2 a week. If you think about it in general, I got a photo I'm going to show in just a second, but if you think about it in general, can we go ahead and put that up? Okay, perfect. I'm going to show you this picture that my dad sent me from an insurance office out in D.C. I think I'm going to pull up the name so I can give them credit. It's called, he said it's unreal. He said it's Kessler Financial Group Office. And he's there, and he sent me that from Kessler office in, I think it's in D.C. area. He sent me this. He said it's like freaking Google of the insurance world. He said it's incredible. He had 30 people greet him when he got off a bus. And he sent me this picture. And as soon as he sent me this picture, I don't know what it was. I'm like, holy cow, I love that. Like that's my favorite phrase that I've ever seen, bar none, period. And I'm going to read it to you out loud. You can see it. Set goals so high they laugh. Crush them while they watch. How freaking cool is that? Because, and the reason, and maybe you'll be able to connect to it. Matt, Kate, Josh, and Lawrence, maybe you guys will be able to connect to it. But I was able to connect to that picture. Because if I think about what I'm going through in my life right now with this 8% Nation Wealth Conference at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, dude, it's that. It's set goals so high they laugh. Who thinks that Cody Askins, little 28-year-old kid's going to be able to get thousands of people to an NFL stadium for an insurance event? That dude's lost his mind. There's been plenty of people laugh about how high that I set my goals. But what I'm going to do is the second half of this, and what I want you to do in your business and in your life, is crush them while they watch. And I love the second half of that picture is, okay, set goals so high they laugh. We don't set goals so high because we're scared of the outcome. We're scared of the outcome. It's a lack of confidence in your ability to deliver. But in the second half of that, it gets even better. Crush them while they watch. I love that. Because if you think about it, life happens. We all sit there, and if we're not intentional about what we're looking to accomplish, if I just threw up an event and hoped and prayed that thousands of people would come and then didn't put any effort forth, and then 90 days go by, no one would be there. But what happens in life is life flies by so fast that the people that get ahead over a matter of a few years versus people that don't, they were so focused on what they were looking to accomplish. They were so focused on crushing their goals that they put in the effort and the time and the work. They were putting in the 12, 14 hours a day. Follow me here. They were putting in the 12, 14 hours a day, while the people that they used to be just as successful as weren't as serious. They weren't focused on crushing their goals. And they were putting in 8 hours a day, while the person that's crazy successful is putting in 16 hours a day. What do you think that additional 8 hours a day, 6 hours a day, 4 hours a day, over the course of a matter of years, what do you think that's going to equate to in terms of results, crushing goals, directly related to finances, all of that? I used to be the guy, and I hate it, Jorge, I'm with you, brother, I hate it. I used to be the guy that would say, hey, I used to say it, I'm going to make $1 million per year by the time I'm 30. It was one thing to say it, but I never believed that it would actually happen. Number one, I wouldn't make my goals public because I was afraid I was going to fail. It was fear. Okay? And then the second part of the equation was I didn't know how to get there. I didn't put specific steps into action. And I've learned so much these last few years that I could have directly applied to my business the few years before that. But I didn't, because I allowed life to happen. I allowed people to outwork me. I allowed people to pass me by. I allowed people in my space to put in 16 hours where I'm putting in 8. And then I personally saw what happened when they were outworking me, when they're outworking you, when you're outworking them. They were setting goals so high, but also not only setting goals, but freaking focused on crushing them, while you were too scared to proclaim anything out loud, but not. And then they put in the work. That's the biggest thing between people that are unsuccessful, people that are successful, being a successful insurance agent. Successful insurance agents had to sacrifice and go all in and be deliberate and intentional about what they were looking to accomplish and about being successful. My challenge to you, my vision for you, my mission in general is to wake insurance agents up to the opportunity that's sitting in front of you right now. There are more millionaires in the financial services and insurance industry than any other industry in the world. But 92% of us fail because we're lazy. We're not serious. We don't invest in our business. We don't care enough to invest into personal development. Other people are outworking you. Other people are reading books. Other people are listening to audiobooks. Other people are putting their pride aside and learning from mentors. Dude, that was my biggest problem. Other people are receiving coaching. Other people are investing in programs. And other people are going to events that are directly impacting their business and their life, and they're passing you by because you aren't as serious as they are. Dude, I know it's hard to hear. It was hard for me to hear because I would make excuses, Heather, and I would say, you know what, Cody, you're doing all you can. Dude, Cody was lying to Cody. It happened to me so many times over the years. In my, I would say from about 21 till about 25. Dude, I lied to myself a lot. I made myself think a lot that I was doing all I could, that my goals were high enough. But now, as I want you to be, I'm on a mission to set my goals so high they laugh, crush them while they watch. Is that something you're trying to do? Someone I've got at this event, Mr. Grant Cardone, embodies this picture and this phrase better than anyone I know on planet Earth. He sets goals so high that thousands and millions of people that know him probably have laughed, and then he puts the emphasis on crushing them while everyone sits around and watches. So I want to share something with you real quick with Uncle G, getting you excited about you, about being great, about setting high goals and crushing them. I want to share something with you real quick on video. Then I'm going to come back, and I've got something else real quick that I want to share with you before we end today's show. Check this out real quick, and I'll be right back in just a second.
How does money make your life easier? Who would you help? I want to do what I told my mom I would do. I am going to help millions and millions and millions of people, and I want you to be one of them.
This is my guy right here, man. God bless you, bro.
I want to help you and help as many people as possible become financially prosperous, millionaires, even super rich.
How can you get an appointment when a customer is completely uncertain about their money? How can you close the deal when somebody's uncertain about their money?
I'm not trying to impress you with what I've accomplished in my life or how much I know. The reality is what I have created financially in my life is very simple, and that is why it will work for you.
Then you got to figure out how to find that frequency and that vibration that people are like, dude, I want to send some money there. Not just noise. Every one of you in the room, including myself, are responsible for that condition. You have the vehicle. That's what I mean about create the life you want, man, so you can have not balance, but life.
Grant Cardone, he joins me now. He's an international sales expert and the author of the 10X Rule, the only difference between success and failure.
Yeah, look, I want to know what you stand for as a leader. I want to know that you stand for the right thing, whether it's popular or not.
Be relentless, be strong, know everything. 10X!
That's a dude that set goals so high that the people laughed. And now he's crushing them while people watch. And I want that to be your message for the rest of your life. I want you to set goals so high, but actually put action in place, because it's one thing to say something. I got people I know that are, hey, I'm going to make $1 million. Dude, they never do anything to get closer to making $1 million. I want that to be your life motto. Set goals so high that family, friends, people in your office, and people around you laugh out loud. And then I want you to crush them while everyone that laughed watches you crush your goals. The first step that I know to help you crush your goals is to get you to this wealth conference. 8% Nation at Nissan Stadium. You say, Cody, what are some other things that I can do to really invest in myself, to take things seriously, to be better, to be more successful, to create separation between me and other people around you? Read. The average CEO reads 4 to 5, and executives read 4 to 5 books a month. Most average business people read a couple a year if they're lucky. Audiobooks. You say, dude, I don't like to read. Dude, you can at least listen. It's an audiobook. It freaking reads it to you while you drive. Find a mentor. Whether it's me, somebody else, someone close to you. Everyone has I've got a couple mentors in my life that I learn from a lot. Find a mentor that you can learn from. Put your pride aside and learn from others. That's been the biggest thing I've struggled with. Is I have an ego and let my pride get in the way. Find coaching. Invest in coaching. Learn and get better at whatever it is that you want to do. Find some programs that you can plug yourself into that will make you a better you. And attend events that are directly reflective of what you are looking to accomplish. If you're looking to create insurance wealth, then the 8% Nation Conference is exactly for you. Now, let me ask you a question. And I'm going to go over a list of things. And if any of these apply to you, then you may want to grab a seat before ticket pricing goes up in a couple days to go to this conference. You say, dude, why should I attend? If you want to make 6 figures or you want to increase your revenue, you say, dude, I'm making 6 figures. You want to make $1 million, you'll want to attend. If you want to learn actionable strategies to help you with success, and I'm talking telesales, branding, appointment setting, closing, anything to do with strategies for success. If you want a total value of almost $20,000 worth of stuff for less than $1,000, then yeah. If you want to learn techniques from some of the industry leaders in the insurance industry, if you want to network with industry professionals, you want to network with people like Grant Cardone, Ray Lewis, Coach Burt, Charlie Chena, Vince Pompanato, Jerry Smith, Ryan Palomini, all these guys, Medicare Cafe, my father Brian Askins, all these people, Shantae, the Olympian, and if you want to develop a $1 million mindset. Those would be the reasons why you would want to attend. If you want to learn valuable nuggets that you can directly apply to your business to drive more revenue and to create wealth forever, then you will want to grab a seat, because in 3 days, pricing increases. So if you know you're going to attend anyway, if you know that you need to improve anyway, if you know that you want to create success and wealth anyway, then you might as well take time out of the equation, grab the seat, so you don't have to pay more later. This show today has all been about self-development, self-improvement, separating yourself from others, not letting life happen, and then 12 months from now, you regret it because you're the exact same you that you are right now. If Cody is the exact same Cody, and I have the same amount of employees, team members, if I have the same amount of revenue, if I have the same amount of companies, if I look the same, if my marriage is the same, if everything's the same in 12 months, I'm going to vomit and be ticked off because I have a chance to impact my life over the next 12 months, as do you. We can all improve it, we can all be better, we can all do better, and we can all do more. In closing, we can all set goals so high that they laugh, and then we can all crush them while they watch. That's the motto for today's show. That's the motto for my life. That's the motto for this 8% Nation Wealth Conference that I'm inviting you to attend. And this is the motto that I want for your life forever. You guys have been amazing. I love doing this every single Wednesday. Deal breakers. Don't let life pass you by. Don't let people pass you. Don't let a day, a week, a quarter, a year, or 10 years go by and you're still the same you and you didn't make an impact. I want you to make an impact. I want you to create wealth. I want you to be a better version of you in a month from now. I want you to start reading books. I want you to start listening to audiobooks. I want you to find a mentor. I want you to get coaching and programs and attend events that directly impact your life. I'm all about helping you. My mission is to help every insurance agent in the world. I've got to start with you.